What's going on, YouTube? It's James with Shyhammer Fantasy Battle Reports, and I got another game for you today. Today is actually a very exciting game for me. This is a game against Fergus and his Undying Dynasties. Now, if you guys noticed on my channel, I fought Undying Dynasty once in 2 years. Once. Out of like 170 freaking videos I've done in 8th edition and 9th edition, I've only fought Undying Dynasty once. So this is the second time I've ever played Undying Dynasties. So this is just shortly after the game I played against CJ with his Goblin versus my Orcs and Goblins list. I did change up a couple things in this list, which I'll show in the video. But this is more or less to get myself ready for Blood in the Sun. Blood in the Sun is actually ran by Fergus, who is the guy I'm playing in this game. He wanted to try out a Undying Dynasty's Death Star, more or less, and he wanted to see how good it would be in this game. So there's a few things I think I changed up in this game entirely. We're gonna go over what we brought first to the table. So first off, I got King Koopa. King Koopa is a Goblin King with a 1-up armor save and a 4-up regen and a 2-up ward against fire. King Koopa is a son of a bitch. That's what he is. He's down to fight. He'll take a flank by himself. He is just that much of an asshole. Over here I got the A-Rock. The A-Rock is a Gargantula, the mother of dragons, the center of my army, more or less, or my backbone of my army. She is literally taking out whole units by herself, and she is the target for a lot of games. A lot of people want to kill her. Over here I got a unit of my Savage Orc Ed Bashers, Feral Orc Ed Bashers with extra hand weapons, and the big Stabadon on the left. That giant in the middle is actually just a unit filler. It's probably the best unit filler I've ever seen or ever done. Anyways, so these guys are nuts. These guys have just a shit ton of attacks. I believe I have the BS. No, I don't have a BSB in here. Not in this game, at least. Over here I got the unit of Cave Trolls. 6 Cave Trolls. This is a very out of all the units that an Orc and Goblin player can get, this is probably the most tanky unit right here. They are stupid, but they take a beating like no other, and they shrug it off like, oh, we lost 1 troll. Over here I got a unit of Orc Boar Boys? What the hell are they called? I don't know what the hell they're called, but they're the Orc, my Orc Boar Boys of the Orcopolis. Basically, I got 5 to 6 of them. I do have the BSB. The BSB's on the right. This is Boss Roughneck. He's on a boar. He has, I think in this list, he has Plates of Tuck Tech, which gives him impact hits and +1 toughness. I do change him up though after this game specifically. I do feel like I do like the Boar Boy BSB because he has the Banner of Speed, which is giving these guys like Speed 8, which is awesome. And then if I put him with the Trolls, it's giving him Speed 7, which is pretty awesome as well. But I do change him up because I don't feel like he. You'll see why in the following video, actually, more or less. Over here, I do have a unit, Nasher Dashers, 5 to 6 of them, and then instead of 2 Doom Divers in this game, I'm actually taking 2 Rock Lobbers. I wanted to see the differences, more or less. Personally, I like the Rock Lobbers a little bit better, just because they have a better damage potential. They offer a bigger threat to certain big objects. I love the Doom Divers. I've always loved the Doom Divers. I've always gone with the Doom Divers because they're more accurate. But since they're only D3 plus 1 hits, that's only a maximum of 4 hits on most things you're hitting. And on big monsters or constructs in the middle of the field or dragons or whatever, you normally need 5s or 6s to wound. Versus a Rock Lava getting 1 hit and then bam, just smash it. Over here I got my General Warboss Dread Irontooth. Warboss Dread Irontooth has a 2-up armor and a 4-up ward. He also has that Axe of Battle, which gives him 2 more extra attacks, so he gets a shit ton of attacks, and he's doing pretty well for himself. Over here I got Baxter. Baxter is a level 2 Goblin Shaman with lore of Little Gods. Excuse me, sorry. And then I also have, I think I might have took him in this one as well, but I do have a Goblin Shaman on a Wolf. Right now I'm using Chicken Head. Chicken Head is the model for this for now. I do have a Goblin Shaman painted on a Wolf that I brought to BiTS last year, but I forgot to bring it with me this day. Anyways, he also has Little Wog. Over here I got a unit of 20 crossbow orcs, the Crossborks. And let's go over what my opponent has on the table. Excuse me. Here it is. He has 50, and I mean 50 freaking skeletons. Alright, or 60. I don't even know. I think it is 50 to 60. I don't know. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, it's 50. So this is basically a tar pit. I don't see anybody going through this anytime soon. And maybe if my savages went at it straight on and just started shredding them, they would. But basically, these guys have hand weapon shields, so they're pairing, and they're not going a goddamn anywhere. They're just going to sit there. And he uses this to just block a flank. That is just disgusting. Alright, over here he has 2 small bunkers of 20 skeleton archers. He is going to spread them out to be a little bit wider, but basically these units are just made to just shoot the crap out of you. They're always going to shoot you and hit you on 5s, which is awesome. I think that's cool. No hard target issues, no nothing. Just shoot you, hit you on 5s. Over here he has these. Look at them. They're like they're like shaking so fast you can't see them. They're like blurry. Anyways, these things they're like I don't even know how to say the name of them, but they're like the spelkers. I don't know what the hell they call it. Stalkers, maybe? I don't know. But these guys pop out in the backfield. They're ambushers, and they have like this gaze, and they stare at you. And if your initiative is not fast enough, you're just basically getting turned into stone right then and there, which is fucking deadly and awesome. And then, for some goddamn reason, I don't have a picture of his Death Star in the middle. Why do I not have a picture of his Death Star? He does have. I'm gonna pull up pictures from somewhere else. But anyways, he does have 2 catapults. One of them is a big template. One of them is a small template. One of them causes panic checks. And then he has this Death Star right in the middle. I'm just gonna pull up a picture here. This Death Star has probably like 30 or 40 bodies in it. He has this giant war altar in the middle. This girl on the middle of the altar is giving them all a bunch of bonuses. I think they're getting like what is it? Like a higher initiative, a higher weapon skill. There's a couple characters in the front. Some of them are wizards. Some of them are fighters. Some of them are just the champion. I mean, it's just a nuts amount of attacks, and this is just one deadly unit. That's exactly what it is. So it's a Death Star. That's what it is. So if you could take out the Death Star in the middle, you basically could win the game. It's going to go ahead and start off turn. Well, let's go over magic really quick. Excuse me, I'm jumping ahead. Magic, I got Evil Eye, I got Fireball, I got Fix It, and I got Night Shroud. Now, I didn't think about the Night Shroud right away. I took it thinking like, he can't shoot me, but then I realized he doesn't really matter. He got 5s to shoot no matter what. The Fix It's really interesting because he has a lot of stuff that can do poison, so I stopped that with those 6s. And then as for him, and I think I took an extra Evil Eye as well. For him, he has a Wind Blast, Curse of the Westerlies, Shifting Sands, and then he has, looks like Ancient Glory, Righteous Smiting, Divine Judgment, and Deadly Desiccation. Now, and as you can tell, this is actually where I got one of those Tomb King dice that I always use, and I'm going to rub it in his face right now by saying it on this video right here. I have one of those Tomb King dice. Anyways, we lined up like this. I don't remember who dropped everything. I think he might have dropped everything first. So he's probably going to take first turn. As you can see, I put Koopa on the right flank because I figure on the right flank on the picture, the part of the picture you can't see, he has that tar pit. So I'm like, I'm not touching that tar pit. I don't have, unless I just throw the A-Rock straight into it and the A-Rock just goes at it and destroys it. But the problem here is with Undying Dynasties, or Vampire accounts for that matter, is they're just going to constantly raise more and more and more bodies, so that tar pit's not going to go anywhere anytime soon, especially with parry. So it's like, I don't want to deal with that tar pit. All I really got to do is take out the middle, right? So I'm like, alright, I got the boar boys all the way on the left. The boar boys are going to go ahead and shoot at his, or not shoot, they're going to go gun it for his archers and then take out his war machines. He also has an altar back there, or a casket of souls. He also has a unit of horsemen that are fast cav kind of. I put the trolls in the middle. They're going to tank up in the middle. I got the savages in the middle. I got the A-Rock chilling back. I pushed my guys 26, 28 inches. So that basically, on his turn 1, he has to move up to shoot me, which is going to be, you're going to see how he handles that, more or less. So I made sure nobody was at the 24-inch range. He has to move to shoot me. So basically, he's going to go ahead and take first turn. As you can see on his side here, he has archers, casket, guys in the middle, his Death Star in the middle, more archers in the woods, and another catapult in the back. And then he has these guys here, like I said, the horsemen. So turn 1, he goes ahead. He moves up a little bit with his archers, and he's going to go into magic right away. Magic. He goes ahead and he throws up 4 dice on Ancient Glory, and I'm like, now he did this because he wanted the big remain in play spell, which is an aura effect. I didn't know this. I thought it was just a 1-turn thing, and I was like, yeah, whatever. You want to do a friggin' double 6s on that 4 dice? And I'm like, I have no idea why he's trying to get 1 weapon skill or toughness or whatever. I'm like, or 1 weapon skill, 1 strength, and 1 initiative. I'm like, I'm not even going to be in combat with this guy. Why would it matter if he has this? I'm going to let it go off. So he gets it double 6s, and he blows up, but it only kills off, like, I don't know, a couple guys. Doesn't really do much to the double 6s. Didn't suck his guy in the void for turn 1. So he's going to go to Shooting Phase. Shooting Phase is shoots this catapult right here, and it's the big template. Goes over to my trolls. It does flaming hits onto my trolls, and it bounces off, hits them, and does 1 wound onto the troll, and that's it. This one over here is going to start shooting, and it misses entirely, and that was it. That was his turn 1. He was just like, wow, I didn't really do much on turn 1. So turn 1, Orcs and Goblins. I'm like, all right, I got to move up. As you can see, I'm right here. First thing I do is I charge the boar boys that were over here into his horseman, and he's just like, shit, I gotta stand there, I can't even flee. I was like, really? You don't even get a chance to stand and shoot? He's like, nope, Undead get no options. So the boar boys are gonna charge in, and not only that, but they have the BSB with them, so the BSB is just giving them that +1 strength, +1 movement, so I'm going to get in no problem over on that side. I start moving up everybody in the center like so, and I move up Koopa behind the building so he can't be charged, but Koopa is actually eyeballing that archer block in the middle there. Magic Phase, I got 9 power dice. I go ahead and I throw up Evil Eye on this unit, and boom! I do like 5 or 6 wounds, right? And then when I do 5 or 6 wounds, he's like, they have light armor, and he throws the dice and he saves 2 of them, and I'm just like, fuck! Alright, fine. I did the Evil Eye, I killed 4, but you know what? I'm going to go ahead and throw Gorkle Fix-It on these guys, so they have to re-roll their 6s. So then I go ahead for another Evil Eye, and he's just like, I'm stopping that one. And, I'm sorry, he doesn't stop it. It's double 6'd, so it goes off, hits them, and it takes out another 6 guys. He's like, oh shit. And then he got a bunch of armor saves, but I made him re-roll it, and they fail. So then I go ahead and I take my miscast, and it gives my wizard 1 wound here. That's it. My other wizard didn't even get affected. So I'm going to go ahead and start shooting the rock lavas. The first one, I go ahead and I aim it right at his guy in the middle. It drifts off a little bit, kills off this many guys, 5 guys. Doesn't even matter because they're probably going to get restored. Then I go ahead and I'm like, well, you know what? I could shoot his Death Star more, or I could shoot those guys who are already dying. So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to shoot these orcs here with their crossbows right at his archer bunker. And bam! I kill off a bunch more. Holy shit. I killed... Woo! Hold on. 6 more. 6! He can't armor save for the life of him because that fucking Gorkle Fix It. He's like, you son of a bitch. There's only 4 guys left. That's nothing. And, so that's about it for my shooting. We're going to go into close combat. Close combat, the boar boys. He ends up killing off one of the boar boys. My boar boys don't do shit. But my BSB does. My BSB wrecks face, kills a bunch of them. They crumble. And I go ahead and I reform like so. It's going to go ahead and start off his turn 2. Undying Dynasties, turn 2. So, these guys ambush. Boom! They pop up, and I'm like, fuck, here it goes. And these guys go based off of initiative, so they're gonna shoot me. They got a shit ton of shots. I think like 2d6 or 3d6, I don't remember, or 3d3 shots, whatever. They shoot a shit ton of shots, and it's based off initiative, so that's pretty rough. Basically, everybody else is kind of just like chilling like so. He realizes his archers are way up there because I kind of forced him to move up to shoot for that last turn. So his Death Star's kind of chilling back. So anyways, he goes into magic. Magic, he does righteous smiting. He didn't really want to charge right away because that charge is a pretty far charge, even though I did set it up like that. So he does righteous smiting, and it lasts one turn and gives him +1 attacks or multi-shots. And it goes off. So he's going to have all these guys do extra shots. But he does restore wounds because he got a spell off. So out of the 6 guys that were dead, 4 of them came back here. He goes ahead and he does Divine Judgment on Koopa. And Koopa gets hit with it. It does like, I don't know. I think this is the one that it's based on leadership. So he does this leadership roll. Or I do this leadership roll. And I fail by 2. So he does 2 wounds to Koopa. And Koopa, bah! Regens it because Koopa doesn't care. And guys, it's the ambulance. Maybe it sounds more like a cop. I didn't even see it. Might have been a cop. Anyways, over here, shooting phase. He's gonna go ahead and shoot this thing with the freaking initiative boost thing, and it just destroys my. Catapult here, and that just sucks. My rock lobber. Then he's going to do shooting phase over here with his catapult. His catapult shooting right at my catapult, and it destroys, it splatters my splatterer. Alright, so he goes ahead with the big template here right into the top of the savages. It hits, and it kills 4 of them. And then these guys over here, they're going to start shooting at the savages, and they kill 4 more. These guys over here are going to continue shooting at the savages. They kill off 2 more. And that was a nasty round of shooting. He was actually, towards the end of the game, was contemplating, was the archers even worth it? And just right there, that one turn of shooting, yes, they were definitely worth it. But it's going to go ahead and start off Orcs and Goblins turn 2. Orcs and Goblins turn 2. Charge! Holy shit. The Boar Boys are going in. The Trolls are going in. We're like, fuck it. Let's just go into that unit of archers. They can't do shit about it. Koopa is going into those archers. He's like, fuck it. I got a clean shot. It was not even that far of a charge. It's like a 6 or something like that. So they all get in. Everybody gets in except for the Trolls. I think the Trolls failed. Anyways, Magic Phase got 6 power dice. I go ahead and I throw up Gift of the Mother Spider, and I do a horrible roll. He stops it. Then I go ahead and I do Gorko Fix It, and he stops it as well. Shooting phase. These guys over here are going to start shooting at his Death Star, and they end up killing off 3, 6, 7 guys off his Death Star. And then that's about it for my shooting because he destroyed my catapults. We're going to go to close combat. Close combat. Koopa! Koopa killed 5 of these fucks. They're going to go ahead and attack back. They don't do shit to Koopa. Koopa charged, did 5 wounds, whatever. He is not steadfast. They're going to crumble and die, and Koopa's just like, ah, ha, 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 ha. Koopa overruns, goes towards his catapult, and is out of the line of sight of his guys over there. Over here, the Boar Boys ended up killing off like 5 or 6 guys. He goes back. He kills off 3 of my fucking Boar Boys. 3, because he has those extra hits from that spell. And, yeah, they're just going at it. But I do have banners, BSB, and all that crap, and they're going to stick there for a turn. But I only got 3 Boar Boys left. Or 2 Boar Boys and my BSB left, and it's in a bad spot. Anyways, we're going to go to turn 3, Tomb Kings. Tomb Kings turn 3. So first thing he does is he's going to charge a long charge here into my savages, and he needs like an 11. And I'm like, ha, whatever. Go for the 11. I don't care, man. And, so that's his only charge, and yeah, that's his only charge, and BAM! He gets in. God damn it! He fucking rolled an 11! What the fuck? I was like, son of a bitch. I was not, and I repeat, I was not ready for this unit right now. Holy shit. So he's moving these guys up in the ass over here. I did turn Dread around because Dread was basically not in a position to charge anything in this next turn. So I just turned Dread around to watch those guys in the back, kind of deal with them. Magic Phase. He has 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 dice. He gets 10 dice. He automatically gets 6, and then he gets like D3 plus whatever, plus channel, I think. And so he got 7 or 10 dice to my 6. He goes in and he does Divine Judgment again on Koopa, and Koopa's just like, ah ha ha ha. Koopa doesn't give a flying fuck. All right. So then he does the Curse of the Westerlies here, and he gets it off. No, is it? Yes, I think he does get it off. Target must. I don't remember. I think he gets it off though. I don't think it didn't matter really. Shooting phase. He goes in and shoots his flaming screaming skull catapult over here into my trolls. It drifts off, or yeah, actually it hits him but doesn't do shit. He tries to do the actual stone thrower catapult onto Dread, and it drifts off and misses. And then he's gonna go ahead and do these shots here into my trolls. And I think he does a wound. He does one wound onto the trolls that didn't regen. Close combat over here. I'm like, you know what? I got one chance at this. He's already in my face. I don't think my savages are going to win this combat, right? So I'm like, fuck it. I'm going to go ahead and attack his general. So I do, and I do 3 wounds onto his general. He goes back and he just destroys. And I mean, I think that's a fire truck this time. Anyways, he destroys my savages. Look at this. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 20. He did 23 fucking wounds. Holy shit. Before I got to attack, because he has all these buffs on him that are giving him +1 initiative, and he has extra hand weapons. Me and my brother figured this out. He's getting like 52 attacks or something like that, or 48 attacks or some shit crazy. And he fucking just annihilated 24 Savage Orcs before I even got to attack. That's disgusting. What the fuck? I don't even know how. I think my BS. No, I didn't even have a BSB in there. I don't know how I did 3 wounds to his fucking general. But he just wiped the fucking floor of my guys. Holy shit. And, yeah, he's going to overrun. Now, to overrun into my general, he needed like a 12. And he ended up rolling like a 10. Look at that. I'm like, oh, shit. Holy shit. That's so close. Holy shit. Oh, man. So, close combat over here with the Boar Boys. The Boar Boys ended up killing off a couple more archers. He crumbles some more. This is all that's left. It's going to go ahead and start off turn 3, Orcs and Goblins. And I'm like, holy crap, I don't know how to deal with that Death Star. So, first off, I'm going to charge Dread out of the way. And if I fail this charge, I'm fucked. I'll stumble forward 2 inches, and he'll just kill me and basically win the game. So I'm like, fuck it. I'm going to charge into the fucking side of these guys. They were coming up this way anyways. I go ahead and I charge the Nashers over the Boar Boys, over the archers, into the casket, and they get in. That's fucking awesome. I charge Koopa into the Screaming Skull here, and I charge. This is the one thing, and I'm gonna. It's a spoiler. I'm sorry, guys, but this is the one turn here that I fucked up the biggest. I charged my Crossborks into his flank. My whole goal right now is if Dread gets out of the way, the Crossborks will hold him up for a turn. He's going to basically, I might win combat out of a charge, big flank, banner, X amount of wounds, extra rank, and versus his double banners, his ranks, and all that crap, right? But then he's only getting the 3 guys on the side to hit, or 4 guys on the side to hit, right? So my whole goal right now is if I hold him up, it allows my trolls and my A-Rock and my general to do their job and turn around and eventually come into a combo charge, right? He didn't have any targets after Dread moves out of the way, so I could have just reformed into ranks, turned around and faces him on the flank, and he had his choice between the A-Rock, the Gargantula, or the A-Rock, the trolls, or these guys to face. That was a big mistake I went, but I charged in anyways. I figured my shamans are in safety right there, and that's how it looks right now. I get in, so. Magic Phase got 6 power dice. I go ahead and I throw up Night Shroud, and I get it off with double 6s. It blows up a huge chunk of my guys right here, and it ends up taking out like 4 guys and gives my wizard a wound. Okay. I'm going to go into shooting phase. These guys over here with the web launcher ends up shooting over here, kills off 3 guys. Then I go ahead and I go into close combat. Close combat over here. The Squigs do a wound to the casket. His guys go back. They don't do any wounds. The impact hits did a wound. He goes and attacks back, doesn't do any wounds. Then I go ahead and I attack, and I believe how does this work? I think the pictures are a little out of order here. He ends up attacking back. He ends up killing one of my guys. I go ahead and I attack back, and I just destroy his casket outright. I overrun into his Screaming catapult here. The boar boys over here, they lost one more boar boy to these fucking skeletons, and they killed off the skeletons. And now they're gonna go ahead and just turn around facing the other way. Koopa over here, Koopa destroyed his catapult. And then over to the big combat. The big combat over here, ooh, he killed off 8 orcs. Holy shit. I did not he had 3 guys attacking. He killed off 8. They have a bunch of buffs right now. They have extra hits. They have their weapon skill like 6 or some shit like that. They're doing like 3 to 4 hits a piece, and they just killed off 8 of my orcs. My orcs attacked back, I think killed off like 1. And what happens is I actually lose combat. Even though I was even -1 to hit, I lose combat. And he just basically chases me off the table and runs this way. And now it's like, holy fuck. Again, if I would have just turned myself into ranks and just waited for the opportunity for a charge, or I could have just turned myself into ranks, pop my wizards out of the unit, shoot some fireballs at these fucks, and then just wait till his turn, and then my turn again, I would be able to combo charge him. It would have been a totally different story. But damn! Those guys, I did not expect him to kill 8 of my orcs. That's insane. Like, who thinks that? They're like, oh, it's 3 guys. You know, he might kill like 1 or 2. No, he killed 8. Holy shit. Alright, over here, Dread ended up killing off 1 whole guy, doing 2 wounds onto the other. The other guys attacked back. They couldn't do they did 1 wound out to Dread. Dread got a charge, a flank, did so many wounds. They are going to go ahead and lose and crumble, and they just pop like nothing. And I go ahead and as you can see, I turned everybody basically facing the center of the game. It's going to go into turn 4, Tomb Kings. He's going to go ahead and turn around, face his enemies over on this side. He has that giant tar pit coming this way now. And like I said, man, if I would have had the A-Rock and the Trolls just turn around and my crossbows ready to come and rear charge, totally different game right now. But right now, as you can see, he has his Death Star and his tar pit facing off against my monsters and my army, basically, without my savages. Magic, he got freaking Righteous Smiting off. He gets it off with double 6s. He takes a wound, but he heals himself, and it just does like a small template here because of the miscast. Kills off 3 of the guys, but basically that's about it. Close combat, the Squigs ate the other catapult, and it's going to go ahead and start off Orcs and Goblins turn, whatever turn this is. You'll see it on the little font below. So I'm like, fuck it, I'm going to charge in. I charge in the Trolls, I charge in the A-Rock. I mean, it's either I charge him or he charges me, and if I wait for him to charge me, he's just going to restore more and more skeletons up. So I charge in. Koopa charges in over here. Koopa's going into all 50 of them like, fuck you fucks. I don't give a flying fuck. It's Koopa, man. Koopa's going in for it. You know, my whole goal here, though, with Koopa charging into the tar pit is to tar pit his tar pit. One fat fuck is going to tar pit all these fucking skeletons. That's what he's going to do. So I go ahead and I charge in, and everybody fails the fucking charge. This sucks. Everybody failed the fucking charge except for the A-Rock. And this right here is another mistake I made, because I did that hoping that I had enough attacks going back and enough defense going back so I could live, but now I'm just sacrificing 1 unit at a time. Magic Phase, I got 3 power dice, but I don't have any wizards, so I just try to dispel his fucking thing and I fail it. So close combat, he attacks, he does 6 wounds onto the A-Rock with somebody, I don't even remember. Then he goes in and attacks with his fucking other guys, and he kills off the A-Rock entirely, and that's just like, oh my god. Over here, Koopa kills off 4 guys. They actually lose combat because they got a charge, a flank, and 4 wounds. He has like 3 ranks and a banner. He didn't wound it, Koopa, but he's going to go ahead and reform and have everybody facing Koopa now, so he'll have parry. It's going to start off turn 5, Undying Dynasties, and he charges into my boar boys and my BSB, and I'm like, flee. And he's going to fail that charge. He's going to redirect into the Trolls, and he fails that charge here. And Magic Phase, he goes ahead and he does a Divine Judgment. I let it go through. It actually kills Dread. It didn't touch Koopa, but it kills Dread. And I'm like, oh man, this game went south so fast. The Trolls are going to be stupid. And Fergus is like, you know what? It's a fun game. It's not a tournament game. We want to see what everybody could do. So you know what? Let's bring Dread back to life. Let's just say that spell didn't go off, or you could stop it, right? And I'm going to restore my wounds. I'm going to do Righteous Smiting. and we're like, okay, we just went with it because basically we want to see how his Death Star holds up against Dread and the Trolls. Over here, close combat. Koopa kills off a couple more guys. He is still stuck in his tar pit, and he's not going anywhere. It's going to go ahead and turn 5 Orcs and Goblins, basically the last turn of the game, I believe. Dread and the Trolls go in. The zombified Dread goes in. I charge the Squig Hoppers in because I figure the Squig Hoppers are going to get flank and impact hits and all that shit. And everybody gets in like so. Magic Phase, I got 4 power dice. I finally turn off the fucking spell. Finally. He challenges with this son of a bitch right here, this fucking curved blade motherfucker right now. And Dread has to accept. I don't think... Oh, we'll figure it out in a second. Over here, Squig Hoppers impact hits does 1 wound. Dread does 1 wound to this guy. This guy does 3 fucking wounds to Dread. 3! Holy fuck, man. These guys over here, they just destroy the Trolls. They don't even have flaming weapons. They're just doing a shit ton of attacks. And I mean a shit ton of attacks. Man, they did at least 12, 15 wounds. I go ahead and I attack back with my 2 guys, and I don't do shit. I think I killed... I didn't do shit. Yeah, that right there, he's in a chase and he ends up killing off my Trolls and my General. And I don't have any more pictures, unfortunately. But that's the end of the game. He does kill off my Nashers, too. So, excuse me. That was an ass-kicking. Holy shit. Now, I do know, we were talking about it. I actually still like my list. I did change a couple things with the Boar Boys, like I said. And this list basically, for those of you who've been following my channel, I'm going to start bringing in Mechanox Totem for stuff like this, for Death Stars. Mechanox Totem, if you guys don't know, just turns off all magical items in an army like this. So, all I got to do is get in contact. I needed the combo charges. I could not have one unit going solo. If the Trolls and the A-Rock would have got in together, he wouldn't have been able to focus all his attention on killing them all. If the Trolls, A-Rock, and Dread got in, he couldn't be able to focus his attention on all of it. If the Savages and the A-Rock got in, he would have had a hard time dealing with it. To be honest, I don't think my strategy was bad in the beginning. I think I did a very solid job. I took out both archer blocks. I took out his catapult. I took out his casket. But the ending, or that long charge he pulled off, could not expect that at all. He pulled it off and it was just like, oh shit. And then not only that, it caused me to have to react when his unit's on my side of the table. You know, he did kill off my 2 catapults really early on, which kind of changes the game automatically because it changes it from I can pick at him with my shooting, with my superior shooting, into I have to get in his war machine's face or else I'm gonna lose. The major game changer I think here was the fact that I had I wasted my opportunity where he had no enemies in front of him. If I would have just been able to, like I said, reform into ranks, he might have still done a shit ton of attacks and killed me a bunch. But again, like I said, he couldn't have focused so much energy towards one enemy. You know, if there was multiple enemies, if he was getting attacked in the rear and the side, I had one turn where I was surrounding him, just one turn where I was surrounding him, and that's all I had to do was keep surrounding him. But I messed that one up. I take it on the chin. It's a learning experience, and guys, that's how I learn. The more you know, right? Anyways, I do like my list still though for Blood in the Sun. I do like I actually do like the Boar Boys. They offer speed. Unfortunately, I took the Boar Boy BSB off, and one of the main reasons for that was point cost, more or less, but also because I after this game I upgrade my Boar Boys into Mounted Ed Bashers, and the Mounted Ed Bashers get that banner Mechanox Totem to turn off all magical items. That allows me to have that that banner with a armored unit of 2 up armored boars. Alright, so we'll see how that plays. Now, I did take my BSB and put them back in the Savages, and another thing, basically because the ETC list has been showing me different setups for Orcs and Goblins, one of the things I did like was having that more of a ward save on my savages. So my savages are coming back with a 5-up ward against shooting and a 5-up ward against magic. It's no lucky shrunken head because I'm still going to get a 6-up ward in combat, but it gives me that option to have a little bit more survivability before combat starts. And it would have made a big difference here. There was a third ambulance, guys, or third siren. Anyways, it would have made a difference in this game here because of there was sometimes he shot me and I saw all the 5s and I looked at it and I was like, man, if I just had a 5-up ward, but it couldn't save enough. I got shot up to shit before I even got a chance to get into the fight, and then when I got into the fight, by the time he swung first, I only had like 4 guys left. That was nuts. That's insane. Anyways, I tried to focus a lot of effort on trying to kill that thing in the middle. Didn't really ever happen. He ended up killing me way too fast. His initiative was way too fast with all his buffs. And again, this is like one of the second time I've ever played Tomb King, so it's hard for me to assess how to deal with certain things. But like I said, it's a learning experience. I am going to play a game against Fergus again. I don't think it's going to be the same list for him, but it's going to be a very similar list for me. I need more practice on this list so I can figure out how to use the synergy of it and go with it. Dread and Koopa are solid. I do change Dread. Not for the next 2 games, but following, I'm going to give him a lucky shield. Kind of just gives him that protection against getting hit from like a catapult or a cannon or something like that. I know most people will probably just shoot it with like a short bow or some shit like that, but whatever. It still gives me that option of being able to be safe for a little longer. Besides that, I do like the double splatterers. I think they do offer a big threat. I'm going to hold on to those. I like the trolls. I think they're a good defensive unit. They didn't do too much in this game, to be honest, but whatever. I think that's a case-by-case scenario. And I do like, of course, the A-Rock. The A-Rock's solid. Besides that, you're going to see, I had to drop, I think, 1 Nasher, so I can't do the 2d3 impact hits. But I do make a couple changes. I changed one of the shamans out. I take a orc shaman after this game, just because honestly, I really miss the foot of Gork. I really do. I know it's not as powerful as it used to be, but to be able to punch a hole through a unit is really big. I mean, that's really big to punch a hole through any unit. Anyways, guys. So MVP in this game, I'm gonna have to give it to Koopa. Koopa was just nasty. He destroyed a whole unit of archers. He ran in, killed a freaking catapult, turned around, and he tar pitted the tar pit, and he didn't have one fucking scratch. He absorbed 2 magic missiles or two damage spells, direct damage spells, and he was just like his fat ass just took it. Unfortunately, the A-Rock and the Boar Boys and the trolls, the trolls and the Dread didn't really do much. Dread killed off 1 unit of Speluckers, and yeah. But besides that, nothing else really happened. The Boar Boys killed off a unit of Horsemen and Archers, which is pretty cool. And I really like the fact that the Nashers jumped over the Boar Boys to get to the casket. That's fucking awesome. Anyway, guys, so MVP is Koopa. And so, guys, if you haven't heard, and if you're for some reason watched all my videos and haven't heard this before, I'm going to ETC, and ETC is in Greece. And first off, it's my first time off of this continent, which is pretty crazy for me. But with that, there's a lot of goddamn fees. There's airfare, there's passport, there's hotel fees and all that. And I am not a rich man, so I am looking for help on going to ETC. If you guys can donate, that would be greatly appreciated. I'm gonna put 2 options of ways to go about donating money. One is my GoFundMe account. And right now, I mean, it doesn't reflect how much has been donated in person or donated out of the GoFundMe, but I'm about 10% of the way through my goal right now. So if you guys can, just $1, $5, $10, and that way I'll be able to continue on with this coverage of the ETC and also help more or less for me to get out there. Besides that. Besides the GoFundMe, you could go to my PayPal, and I'm just going to give you my email address that's linked to my PayPal. You could always go there and just send money straight. I really appreciate it, guys. There's a bunch of you guys who are already donated, and I think it's wonderful, and I really appreciate it. And I appreciate the support and loyalty of my subscribers. So, guys, besides that, I'm at 11 subscribers away from getting over to 1,000. I am losing my voice now because I've been rambling for about 40 minutes. But I'm almost up to 1,000 subscribers, so if you guys could go ahead and hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, that'd be awesome. Get me over 1,000. I want to get over 1,000 by the weekend. That'd be fucking great. That'd be phenomenal. But it might happen at the weekend. Either way, I'm cool with that. So, if you haven't hit like and subscribe, do it already. The next game coming up is going to be the Bloodbath. I'm going to call it the Bloodbath. It is a bloody, bloody fucking game against my BiTS list versus my brother's Chaos Ogres. So guys, stay tuned. That game is epic. Epic Bloodbath. And I will see you guys in the next video. Take care and peace.